440 system that we're giving to all our connectors and distributors is not a system that's come about by accident or by chance. There is a rhyme and reason to all of this. And I'd like to go now into the three basic components or principles that make the 440 system work. Okay. The first component of the 440 system is the power of multiplication. One of the things that we always stress with the 440 system is use the power of multiplication to your benefit. Okay, I'm sure you can find many examples on the internet. Okay, when you type in penny multiplication, where somebody will ask you if you double the penny every single day for 1 month, okay, what the result would be at the end of the month, and you will see that if you just double the penny every day for 1 month, I mean, it results in trillions of dollars. Okay, I think by the 20th day, it's something like 18 or 19 billion dollars. Okay, this is the power of multiplication. The power of multiplication is able to generate huge numbers. Okay, another example that I can give you is when financial advisors try and teach people about the power of compounded interest, which is basically the same thing. If you let multiplication take over, pretty soon, you know, if you just set aside $100 a month, after 20-30 years, you're going to have like $2 million in your bank account. Okay, this is the power of multiplication. We all know the multiplication tables. We study them in high school. We study them in college. Okay, but most people don't understand how to let the power of multiplication work for them. Okay, this is one of the components in the 440 system. If you can see, it's 4, 16, 64, 256, 1024, 4096, and pretty soon these generate huge numbers. That's the power of multiplication. That's the first component. The second component, okay, is the power of a lot of people doing a small thing, which is really what true networking is all about. Okay, I remember when I was a kid, I grew up, I frequented a farm, our family farm, a lot. And in the Philippines, farms have, you know, they call them nipa huts in the fields, in the rice fields. Okay, and many times when fields when they have to let the fields lie fallow because they're not fertile anymore, the farmers are going to literally take these houses, lift them off the ground. Okay, but there's like maybe 100 of the farmers. They'll put the house on bamboo poles and then walk across, I don't know, 1 or 2 kilometers and put the house in another rice field where they're going to spend the next 2-3 years planting their rice. And I remember participating in this and as a little kid. And you know, you can't reach these things, but in reality, nobody's really bearing a lot of weight. Okay, people are singing as they're doing this. No, you know, now as opposed to, let's say, 4 or 5 people trying to lift the whole thing. Okay, so the true results in networking, the true income in networking, is a result of a lot of people doing a small thing. Okay, if you see, by the time you get to the 8th month with the 440 system, you have 65,000 people at your 8th level, and then another 16,000 plus. 65,000 plus at the 8th level and 16,000 plus. So that's approximately 87,000 people in your network. And if everybody just purchases the $50, $60 a month, you're talking approximately $5 million a month of revenue for your group. Okay, so you're able to generate a huge revenue, $5 million plus, and nobody's going out selling container loads of nayangu products or going door to door and, you know, and selling boxes and boxes of products. It's just people consuming 40 BV a month, okay, which is approximately $50 to $60. So using a lot of people doing a small thing, huge volumes are now realized. And because of huge volumes, huge commission checks are given. Now, the final component in the 440 system is all we're trying to do is show people how to benefit from an asset they already have. Okay, everybody has a network of 1 million people under them. It's just that since in school we were never taught how to think like networkers, because in school, what are you taught? You're taught study hard, get good grades, and get a job. And this is what everybody knows. Okay, in fact, I really have this belief and this feeling that school literally imprisons people, because people will work 30, 40 years thinking that the only way to salvation, to financial salvation, is to hanging on to a job. Okay, and because we don't think like networkers, people don't think that you already have a network of 1 million people. Okay, and I'll challenge you, as I've challenged many others in the training seminars that we've had. Do you know 10 people? Of course, the answer is yes. These 10 people will also know 10 people. These 100 people will also know 1,000 people. 10 people. These 1,000 people will also know 10 people, and so forth. So pretty soon you'll see that's 1,000,000 people in your network. Now, I'm not saying that you know 1,000,000 people. You have a network of 1,000,000 people. There's a big, big difference. Okay, and that's really what networking is all about. It's taking advantage of an asset you already have. You already have a network of 1,000,000 people. We're just trying to teach people how to tap into that asset. And many times I'll use Dubai as an example, because that's where our head office is. For many, many years, Dubai was just, centuries actually, Dubai was just a country that basically got its revenues from fishing and some shipping, you know, as a transport point for goods being spread out in the Middle East. And then when they discovered oil, of course the rest is history. Now they're one of the most prosperous nations on the earth. It's a first world nation. Now, they didn't just, let's say if they discovered, I don't know the exact date when they discovered oil, but let's say they discovered it in 1930. Okay, it's not as if in 1929 there was no oil under Dubai, and then in 1930 all of a sudden there was oil there. No, that oil had been there for centuries. Okay, but they only discovered it in 1930, and that's the only time that they were able to benefit from the oil. But what I'm trying to say here, what I'm trying to point out, is the oil was already there to begin with. It had been there for centuries. They just didn't know how to take advantage of it. Okay, so again, all we're trying to do with the 440 system, all we're trying to do with Nayangu, is just to try and show people that we're just trying to teach everyone to benefit from an asset they already have. That oil is already there underground for you. You already have a network, starting with your 4 friends, relatives, colleagues, okay, and everybody now has 4 friends, relatives and colleagues. So these are the 3 components that will make the 440 system work, that will develop a huge, solid revenue for you, and of course, a solid recurring income for you and your family. It's the power of multiplication, a lot of people doing a small thing, and teaching people how to take advantage of an asset that they already have. These are the 3 components that make the 440 work. It'll work for you the same way it's worked for us, and hundreds of thousands of other distributors all over the world. So take advantage of the 440 system that we're giving you. Take advantage of the power of these 3 components working together, and you'll see that you're going to have an income that most people cannot even dream about.